Hello, hello, hello again. Let me see. There you go. Hey, H. Davis. Hello, my nephew. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome back. Let me see here. I got this spooky music going on. I don't know if it's spooky or not. We got a little little haunted hospital going on here I wanted to tell you about. It's not real scary before bedtime, but it's okay. Hey, Gypsy. Yeah, I lost track of time. I'm like, well, I better get back. I did all the things I needed to do, though. I did. Good to see you. Glad you're back in here. I think everybody else chickened out on me. It's not a bad little story. It's not that bad. It's really not. But I won't keep y'all up long. Let me turn this music off. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? Where am I at? I mean, okay. There I go. All right. I turned that off so it's not pounding in your ear. So we got Gypsy here and H. Davis. Hello, hello, welcome. And anybody in the bushes, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. So we're going to talk about this haunted hospital, and it's in Yorktown. It's called Yorktown Memorial Hospital, and it is in Texas. Has either of you ever heard of that hospital? Anybody? I know we have some people from Texas here. Hey, any old time. Hello, you lurking in the bushes. It's okay. It's okay, honey. It's all right. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. So I was just going to tell y'all a little story and give you some little information in case you might want to go. Just in case. And we're going to watch a little video. We'll watch a little video too. But there's this hospital and it's called, and I won't keep y'all, so I'll just get on with it. There's this hospital and it's called Yorktown Memorial Hospital. And it originally opened back in 1951. And it was under the care of these twins, I believe. Let's see, let me see if I'm saying this right. Felician sisters. I may be saying that name wrong, but y'all know me. It's okay. We'll get over it. Anyway, just bear with the story, honey. And anyway, they operated it as a medical faculty. And that they did that until like about 1980s. And then it was in 1980s, early 1980s, it was a drug rehab center. And then they closed it permanently in the 1990s. So all this is a true story. Now, they estimated about 2,000 people died there, and all that occurred within the walls. And listen, honey, it makes you wonder how many people do actually pass away in these hospitals. So how haunted can it be, right? I don't know. They say it's pretty haunted. I don't know. But they say 2,000 deaths occurred there within those walls, despite never reaching more than 60% patient level and all that. And that fueled its reputation. That got everything started as one of the most haunted places in Texas, or even in the U.S. for that matter. All the visitors and investigators and the people who do paranormal, they have went there, and they said it was unsettling. Actually, I guess they saw stuff. They saw shadowy figures. They saw stuff in the corridors. They saw dissembled bodies. Hey, Millie. Hello, honey. Thank you for being here. They heard voices and whispers and people talking. And this is coming from paranormal investigators, too. They said the spirits lured them there. There was a little girl named Stacy, and they say she was a ghost and she was tormented. And there was a former addict called TJ, and there was aspirations of a very strict nun, that was a ghost. And some say that the nuns definitely did not like tattoos. Sometimes they say they even scratch the visitors. Lord, they scratch me, I'm going to be bleeding all over the place if that's me, because I bruise easy, scratch easy, and all the things. But they if they have tattoos, the nun ghosts don't like that. So in July 20 of 25 of this year, Fred and Stephen Garman of San Antonio, they're based out of Curious Twin Tours. They bought it, okay? They officially bought it and purchased this hospital, and they've been doing guided tours and overnight investigations at that site for about 8 years. But they officially bought it in July of 2025. What their goal was and what they wanted to do, they wanted to preserve the property, and they wanted to, preserve it for its historics. And yeah, we're a spirit seeker when you need her, honey. Mandy. But they did the overnight tours and stuff too. I'm going to give y'all all the information, and like I said, we'll watch a video on it. But the Curious Twins tours, they offer bookings. They do visits through their websites, all-nighters. Can y'all imagine? I need to get Millie and Annabella and all my peeps, and maybe we need to do an all-nighter. I can't imagine. But the nights are pretty affordable. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, they're pretty expensive, but if you think about it, they got several different tours. They do. They have one that starts at 3:00 in the morning, and that one actually, that one at 3:00 in the morning, that's the seance. That's the seance. A ghost is bad enough, much less the ghost of an addict. That's right. That's right. But it used to be a rehab center, so they got this ghost named TJ. I shit you not. It's a true story. And if somebody don't believe me, they can look it up. Look it up for yourself, honey. They got friends in Texas. You know, all their exes live in Texas. Well, all their friends live in Texas too. They can look it up. Honey, instead of wasting time running around here being trolls, they can look on the internet. I'm just saying. They can do all the things. They can jump at that bit. Just saying. Oh, God. Mm-mm-mm. Can't make this stuff up if you wanted to. But they have a link. They have a link on Facebook, and they have it's also in Yorktown, Texas. It's about 80 miles southeast of San Antonio, and it opened again in 1951. It closed in the mid 80s. Then it was a rehab center. That's where the drug addict TJ, the ghost, come from. And then it opened back up in the early 90s. And, you know, they wanted the funds from the tours to secure the building and the history and the future, for restoring the roof and keeping up the all the things and the history alive and all that stuff. Um, yeah, waking up the ghost at 3 o'clock in the morning, Gypsy. That's right. Don't you just love history? So I found this link. Oh, let me put this link in there. I found this link. I'm gonna give y'all this link. Hold on a minute. See if I can copy it. Hold on. I found this link. This link will tell you all about the tours and stuff. I believe this is it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go to I gotta go to my site, don't I? Hold on. There I go. Hold on. See, I don't even listen to mine because I'm scared I'll start echoing somewhere. The ghost will come see me. But there's a link to it right there. And evidently, you can, you can do weddings there. Now think about that. Who would want to do a wedding there? I'm just saying, not me. Not me. But you can do a wedding there. They hold out different things there, different outings and stuff like that. But the main thing is the tours. But you can book now. There is, if you go to the Curious Twins website and Yorktown Memorial Hospital site, there are, you give them the confirmation within 24 hours, or you book it, and within 24 hours, they'll send you a confirmation. They do private tours. Now, for the private tours, they require 2 guests, at least 2. And then the hospital can be rented out. Check this out. The hospital can be rented out for private gatherings. Again, birthday parties, weddings, photo shoots, anything like that. And all the proceeds go towards the preservation and any repairs or anything like that. But that would be like some Hollywood movie stuff, if you ask me. Some scary stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be wanting all them ghosts chasing me. But if you get there and you go and you're interested, they have, the hospital ghost stories. They have the mini investigations. They have all of those things. Honey, I done checked into it. But look, I know many of you. Hey, Annabella. Annabella, this is Smiley, your host of the Ghostly Night Nuns and the drug addicts and all the ghostly things and people. I'm just saying. It's a true story, though. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. Look, y'all, this is supposed to be scary. I ain't supposed to be laughing. I ain't supposed to be laughing. I really ain't. I really ain't. So, Millie. I don't know, Billy. If I ever get to Texas, we don't know. We don't know. But check this out. I'm going to tell y'all. You can also go to Facebook.com. Let me put that one in here too. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Hold on. Facebook.com. I don't know if y'all got Facebook. Let's see. Hold on. Let me put that one in here. I know I got some Facebook people that come in here. I think that's it. I hope that's the link. I hope I ain't giving y'all no 1-900 links or nothing. I'm just saying. But anyway, there's another link there, and you can go to that one. But they have their 3 a.m. seance in the chapel of the hospital, honey, in the chapel. And then they have an overnight rental where you can rent the entire hospital to yourself or your group until morning time. Ooh, that's spooky. Millie, you're freaking me out. Look, can you imagine? Can you imagine the entire hospital that's supposed to be so spooky to yourself? And then with some of these YouTubers, I'm just saying, honey, that would be a scare in itself. Now they say wear closed-toed shoes, bring a flashlight, and prepare for extreme temperature shifts inside. You know, if I feel a ghost go through me, honey, Smiley's out of there. I'm out. It's over. But that's what they say. Bring extra batteries for your flashlight. That's what they tell the paranormal investigators. Y'all, I want to try I want to be a paranormal. I want to go somewhere with paranormal. Who's paranormal? I just don't want that one that was in Candace Wells' case that time. You know, he was, not him. But I would like to go and sit in. I would go sit in. Look, Smiley's crazy. Smiley would go sit in on a seance at the hospital. I would. I don't know if I'd be holding any hands or not, but I would go. Now, bring your extra batteries, but you got to respect the building. Millie said I wouldn't go there for anything. Millie's scared of the ghost. And look, Millie's a nurse or an ex-nurse. I can't help it, y'all. I can't help it. Oh, my God. But you got to respect the building, you know. And if you have tattoos, honey, y'all better cover them tattoos up. I'm just saying. I told y'all them tattoos was going to get y'all one day. T-Rex, maybe. Maybe. Oh my God, maybe. Oh my God. So the legend. This is what the legend says. The legend says the ghostly nuns are not fans of the tattoos. So again, if y'all have tattoos, y'all better cover them up if you ever go here. But if you want the entire hospital overnight, guess how much it costs? Somebody guess. I want somebody to guess. Now, don't cheat. Don't Google it. Anybody? Going once, going twice. It'll go anywhere from Gypsy, you can go then. You can make it because it is a lot cheaper than that. $650 to $750 a night. That's for the entire night. So if you get a good little group together and you split it and you split all that, I know, right? That's why you need to go split it. Split it about 12 ways. I know, I bet old Dolly would go because he went to Lizzie Borden's house. I'm just saying. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I'm just saying. But look, they also have just a plain overnight. I think it's just really a late night, and you go in at 11:30 to 4. Well, then people better not go in if I'm renting it all night. I can just tell you that. But you can do it for a little bit cheaper, and it's $95 a person. So I guess if you figure it, the group would be better anyway, and just to have the whole night. You know, they have other tours too, as little as $35, and that's in the daytime. But what fun would that be going in the daytime? I'm just saying, what fun would that be? What's the point? So it's this historic hospital, and if anybody missed, it's in Texas, and they say over 2,000 people took their last breath inside them walls, and they never left. And so tonight, that's what we're talking about. One of Texas's most haunted places, and it's called Yorktown Memorial Hospital. And how it's getting a second life and all that kind of stuff, and it's for the thrill seekers and all that kind of stuff. It was built in 1951 by these twins, and it was a Catholic hospital. Again, it closed in the 80s briefly, and then it was used for a drug rehab center. It was abandoned, closed again, and then, it grew after that, and then now you got somebody that was running it for the ghost tours, and then they bought it. But the ghostly nun known to be strict for steal right now, very still strict for visitors with tattoos. So if you have tats, cover them up. You don't look, honey. I know I don't want no personal one-on-ones. I don't want no personal ones. I'm sorry. I might want to see things and hear things. Don't want to miss a thing, but I want to miss the one-on-one. Let me just tell you that. Then there's another ghost. The other ghost name is Stacy, and she's a little girl. They say she laughs and she talks, and she's sometimes seen clutching a toy. That would not scare me. I'm just saying. That would not scare me. Um, I guess she wouldn't scare me until she started talking to me. The only thing that would scare me is if I started talking back to her and then answering her, then I'd actually be scared for my own self. I'm just saying. So that part, that part. Then you got TJ. Swear you can't make this shit up. Then you got TJ. TJ is the addict ghost. TJ is the addict. Now get this. This is a true story. Your true blue Smiley did not make any of this up. I am telling y'all the truth on a stack of Bibles. TJ is hostile. TJ is a hostile ghost, and TJ has very hostile energy. Sometimes TJ, the addict, has scratched the paranormal investigators. I promise you, Millie, I can't make this up. I couldn't make it up if I tried. That's no lie. That is the truth. Gypsy said, well, with withdrawals, you do that. Well, that's true. That is true. TJ was probably trying to claw the way out of the hospital. Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Y'all think I'm making it up, but I'm fixing to show y'all in this video. I can't make this. Oh, God, I'm no good at no haunted stuff. I'm just telling you. But that little hostile thing, now that little hostile ghost, I'm sorry. I would have to find an oxygen tank and I would have to set a match to it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know. They would have had to hide my lighter from me and all the oxygen tanks. I hope there ain't no real oxygen tanks in there if I ever go. And no TJ ghost comes for me, honey. That's all I got to say. We'll all be gone. And you can research this stuff yourself. I ain't making it up. It's the truth. And then they say you got shadow figures and voices and whispers and moving shadows. You got equipment moving and malfunctioning and all these things. That would be scary, y'all. That would be scary. So they have these mini day tours as well, $35, but the mini investigations in the day is $74, $95, and then you got your full blown overnight, all night, $650 to $750 a night. Then you got your seance at 3:00 in the morning. And yeah, I'm just asking y'all, would y'all do that? Would you do that? If you would do it, put a 1. If you wouldn't, put a 2. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I may have to go in the daytime first. I don't know. As long as there ain't no big possums or rats, I'll be all right. Millie's like, 2? No, 2. Oh, gosh. I might, but listen here. Smiley would be awake the entire time if I went overnight. There would be no falling asleep because I am not NOT going to get in one of those hospital beds there for sure and lay my head down and close both of my eyes, especially with no ghost named TJ running around. Just saying. Just saying. You know, I would have a problem. I don't know. I wouldn't be laying in the bed. And yeah, I don't like the possums. And we wouldn't be having no lunch there. That's for sure. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be having no lunch there. We'll put Bella in the cafeteria. She can cook for us. But if you're brave enough, visit Curious Twin Tours. They're taking bookings right now. Hey, Curious Twins, I'm advertising you, honey. And invite everybody to go with you. I'm just saying. Invite everybody to go with you. Let's look at this little video. Let's see what it's all about. Let's see here, honey, what they be talking about. Somebody went in that hospital. I want to see what they are talking about. This one is Andrew. Oh, this is the short one, Andrew. His banner here.
So we are at the Yorktown Memorial Hospital, getting ready to do our tour.
All right. Thanks for coming out here. Well, it's a little warm today.
First thing the sign said, keep out.
Give you a quick rundown here. This is the lobby area. These are administration offices here. When you get out there's two wings. Okay, there's the adult wing here, and then there's the.
It already looks scary.
Okay, so the children's ward's on that side?
Yeah, got the nursery, labor room, and there's a kitchen back there. Okay.
Okay.
Adult ward, the emergency room, operating room.
Okay.
That's the chapel. That's the centerpiece of the whole
That
place.
casket is still there.
Very active. A lot of stuff goes on.
So what's the story behind the casket? Well,
What's
why is there a casket in there?
That was a donation to my wife. Has nothing to do with the hospital.
Okay.
What? It has nothing to do with it.
So they got rid of the body. So I just thought it looked great as a prop.
Yeah.
But maybe that spirit has joined with the other ones here. So who knows?
What?
Yeah, it's just a prop. But anyways, upstairs is the nuns' quarters. That's where the nuns were hanging out. Two of them were impregnated by the priest.
Oh, shit.
They performed their own abortions, took their fetuses and threw it downstairs in the incinerator. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Planned Parenthood here, totally illegal back in the 50s.
There's a shower
They
chair.
were doing stuff they weren't supposed to be doing. Okay. Downstairs is the creepy part. That's where the priest was hanging out. They got his bedroom there. There's the boiler room where there was a murder suicide. There's a big table. How you doing, sir? Glad to meet you, Eddie. All right, glad to meet you, sir.
They must be doing
big table in
paranormal.
there. It's a laundry room.
Oh, okay.
But that table was put there because they were performing satanic rituals in there. Some involving the blood sacrifices of animals.
Oh, that's a great table for me to take home and use as my dining room table.
And
Great.
so sometimes it smells a little weird there. But anyways, so you got the boiler room, the priest room,
Can you imagine the smell?
But that's basically, and there's one more story up above. The nuns' quarters, that's the observation deck,
Okay.
caretaker room. Okay. That's basically it. So you have 3 hours. I will be back 7:15.
Okay.
See, he leaves them there by themselves.
Make sure you take lots of pictures of it because you probably won't see a fucking thing, but you'll capture it on your camera.
That's fair.
I've never seen anything, but I capture stuff on my camera. I'm like, what the hell is that? So make sure you take pictures. Keep your voices down. And if you want to go separately, you cover more ground that way. But anyways, Do what you want to do. All right? Just keep everything as is. If you want to move, take a picture of me. You know, whatever you want to do, I don't care. But just leave everything as is. Shut the door when you're done. The kitchen, just keep all the doors closed because I got so many.
Gypsy, yeah.
Other than that, that's it. All yours. Have fun.
All right.
If you have any problems, call Stephanie.
Okay.
Or if you have people trying to come in, these little kids, I doubt they're gonna bother you. They come from these.
I'll be like,
apartments,
dude, you're wasting my
banging on the
time.
door.
TikTok, TikTok, get out.
Fuck off.
No, I'm kidding.
So anyway, yeah, if they keep bothering you, call 911. Please come in and rest their ass. But
Okay.
that's it.
All
Place
right.
is yours. Have fun, guys.
Okay.
Nice talking to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hopefully Something big happens.
I know.
Either
I
doing
hope
it on their
so.
birthday.
Anyways, I'll be back later.
Okay. I just gotta go grab something out of the truck real quick.
Have some fun.
And we can just lock the door with this, right?
Okay. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
want. When everybody's here, okay, do this. Okay, keep these kids from coming in.
Okay.
This is the only way out, the only way in.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, one way out, one way in.
All right.
Nice knowing you. Goodbye.
All right. Thank you.
Take care of yourselves.
All right. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you.
Okay, one way out, one way in. All right, we're going, hold on, let's get him down. We got another one. Hold on, it's better, I think. Hold on. No offense, Mr. Andrew, if you happen to see this. Let's see. Hold on just a minute. Oops. Where am I at? Right here. Okay, we're going to do that one, I think.
Shall we? Tonight, we're diving deep into Yorktown Memorial Hospital in
There it
Texas.
is.
Spooky history, ghostly encounters. We've got it all. I've got some excerpts from an online article here, all about the hospital's past and the spirits that are said to still be roaming the halls.
I'm excited to dig into this one. Yorktown Memorial is a classic example of how a location's history can really feed into all those chilling stories and make it a paranormal hotspot.
Right. So to set the scene a little bit, Yorktown itself is this small town in Texas. You know, back roads, historic buildings, and then bam, you come across this abandoned hospital built back in 1950 by the Felician sisters, a group of nuns. It operated until 1986, even had a short stint as a drug rehab center. But get this, it's been closed up tight since 88.
It's fascinating how those elements combine. You know, that isolation, the history of suffering, it all creates the perfect recipe for paranormal activity.
Yeah, and there seems to be a lot of suffering tied to Yorktown Memorial. The article mentions over 500 patient deaths in just 6 years under the nuns' care.
That is a strikingly high number, especially for a hospital of that size. Some even think the actual death toll could be closer to 2,000.
2,000, wow, that's a huge number. I mean, hospitals are places where people pass away, that's a given. But that many in such a short period, it makes you wonder what was going on there.
It really does raise some questions
Yeah.
about the conditions, the quality of care, maybe even whether some of those deaths could have been prevented.
Yeah, for sure. And it makes the stories about the main doctor even more interesting. Dr. Leon Norierski practiced into his 90s. He held the oldest medical license in Texas. At the time.
Wow.
That's dedication for sure. But there are also those unsettling stories, rumors about his medical errors.
Like accidentally cutting a patient's throat during a thyroid surgery. Yikes.
Ooh.
That's a pretty big mistake. Do you think there could be a connection between his practices and the high death rate at Yorktown?
It's definitely worth looking into. Were those isolated incidents, or was there a pattern of negligence? Maybe some deeper research into historical records could shed some light on that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Something to think about. Okay, so we've got this unsettling backdrop, right? High death rate, a doctor with a questionable record. Now let's talk about the ghosts, the ones who supposedly call Yorktown Memorial home. Ready to get into the spooky stuff?
Absolutely. Every good haunted location needs its cast of characters.
That's for sure. And
It has some
Yorktown seems to have a
characters.
full roster. First up, Stacy, the playful child spirit. She's kind of famous in the ghost world, isn't she?
She is. Visitors say they've seen her, heard her playing. Some even say they've interacted with her.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Apparently, Stacy's favorite book was The Pokey Little Puppy. And if you read it out loud in the hospital, she might just make an appearance, like she's reaching out from beyond using a children's book. It's so strange.
If you
Wow.
consider the stone take theory, it's possible that her attachment to that book or even the way she passed, left some kind of energy imprint, and that reading the book somehow triggers it.
It makes you think about objects as conduits to the spirit world,
Yeah.
like a bridge between the living and the dead.
It's a fascinating idea, isn't it? The energy of a person, their emotions, clinging to something physical, and then by interacting with it, we tap into that energy.
Okay, that's kind of creepy, I'm not going to lie. And I thought Stacy was supposed to be the friendly ghost. Now, you'd think the spirits of nuns would be peaceful, right? But not at Yorktown Memorial.
Nope, not at all. The stories about the Felucian sisters' spirits are quite the opposite, actually. People describe them as violent, choking, scratching, charging at visitors. They even seem to have a thing against tattoos, which is a little unexpected for nuns, wouldn't you say?
That's so weird, right? It makes you wonder what went down during the hospital's time to create such negative energy. Were there any controversies surrounding the sisters while they were there? Or is this just spooky folklore adding to the mystery?
That's a great question. I'm not aware of any specific controversies from the article, but it's worth digging deeper, looking into historical archives, local accounts, that kind of thing.
What if it was
It might
praying
give us some
hands? I'm
insight
just
into how the
saying.
sisters ran things and whether they were as benevolent as we might assume.
I love how this is already leading to so many questions. Okay, so we've got a book-loving kid ghost and some potentially violent nuns. There are a few other ghostly residents mentioned in the article, right?
Yes, there's Doug Richards. He was a mechanic who died at the hospital in 73. People report seeing him wandering the halls
I
in
didn't
his
know
work
about him.
clothes. A classic residual haunting, they say.
Residual haunting, meaning he's not a conscious spirit, more like an energetic echo of something that happened in the past.
Exactly, like a recording playing on a loop. As if a moment in time, maybe his final moments, is imprinted on the location, and it replays under certain conditions.
It's almost like the hospital itself is a time capsule,
Yeah.
holding onto these fragments of its history. Wild. And then there's TJ. Tell me about him.
TJ was a young man who died on the back steps of the hospital. It was during the time it was a rehab center. He was trying to get help, but no one answered the door. His ghost is often seen near those same steps.
Oh, that's so sad. It adds another layer of sadness.
Hey,
to this
Tennessee
place.
nurse.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready for the next chapter in this spooky story. What else did
This
the
is a
article tell us?
scary hospital.
Well, there's
in,
a story
um,
about a violent love triangle. It ended in a double
in,
homicide in the boiler room, one of the most unsettling tales associated with
Texas.
Yorktown Memorial.
Okay, I'm all ears. This sounds like something straight out of a horror movie.
The details change a bit depending on who's telling it, but it's basically a love triangle. Some say it involved a female employee, a coworker, and a patient. Others say it was a nurse and two patients. But it all ends in this bloody confrontation in the boiler room.
So who killed who, and why the boiler room? It's not exactly the most romantic spot.
One version says one of the men found his lover with the other guy in the boiler room and stabbed her to death in a fit of rage. Then the other guy got the knife and killed the first guy. Maybe self-defense, maybe revenge, who knows?
Wow, that's intense. But is there any proof this actually happened? Or is it just a story?
The article mentions blood spatter on the walls of the boiler room. The caretaker had it tested and it was human blood.
Oh, well, that changes things. It's not just a story anymore. It's like real evidence.
Yeah.
Are there any reports of the spirits from this love triangle haunting the boiler room? You'd think if there was residual energy anywhere, it would be there, right?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? The article doesn't mention any specific sightings of them. But given what happened there, it wouldn't be surprising if their energy lingered. Maybe with more research, we could find accounts of apparitions or something connected to that event.
Yeah, good point. Maybe there's more to this story than we know. Okay, so we've got a history full of death, a possibly shady doctor, a book-loving ghost kid, and potentially violent nuns, a tragic love triangle ending in bloodshed. Is there anything else that makes Yorktown stand out as a paranormal hotspot?
It's not just about apparitions and residual hauntings. People have reported all sorts of other paranormal phenomena there. It seems to attract unexplained activity.
Like what? Give me the spooky details.
We're talking shadowy figures in the hallways, disembodied voices and screams echoing through empty rooms, orbs of light caught on camera. They've even recorded EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, with phrases like, "The killer is coming, get to the hallway."
Okay, that's chilling.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of EVPs, I read about those battery-operated dolls in one of the rooms. The ones that supposedly answer questions even though no one's touching them.
Oh yes, that's one of the creepiest stories about Yorktown. Some people think it could be Stacy or other child spirits using the dolls to talk.
Do you think kids are more sensitive to the spirit world? Or maybe they find it easier to mess with those simple electronic devices?
It's an interesting thought. Maybe children's spirits interact with our world in a different way, and these dolls act as a bridge for their energy.
It's almost like they're playing with us, you know, a game of hide and seek across the veil. Okay, we've got a lot to unpack here. We've covered the history, the key players, the types of hauntings. Yorktown Memorial is a place steeped in tragedy and mystery, and the story seems to get deeper with every detail.
And this is just the beginning of our exploration. We've only scratched the surface of Yorktown's secrets.
I can't wait to dive deeper into the theories behind why this place is so haunted. Are you ready to unpack those?
Absolutely. Let's explore the world of paranormal theories and see if we can shed some light on the mysteries of Yorktown Memorial. All right, so let's pick up where we left off, shall we? We've got this haunted hospital, Yorktown Memorial, packed with stories, strange happenings. It's a real head scratcher. So now the big question is why? Why is this place such a paranormal hotspot?
Yeah, you read my mind. All these stories, this energy, it's like it's all concentrated in this one spot. Are there any theories out there that might explain it?
Well, there are a few in the paranormal field that might offer some insight. One that comes to mind is the stone tape theory.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one. It's about how, like, the building itself can hold on to memories, like a recording.
Exactly. The idea is that intense events,
Oh wow, have
traumatic
y'all
ones,
heard of that,
emotionally
Millie,
charged
and
ones,
Tennessee
they
Nurse?
can actually leave an imprint on the environment, like an energy echo embedded in the walls, the floors, everything.
So you're saying all those deaths at Yorktown, the violence in the boiler room, all that suffering, it's all soaked into the building itself.
That's the theory, yeah. And those imprints, they can be like replayed, manifesting as apparitions, disembodied voices, even those unexplained feelings of dread that people report.
Okay, I can see how that could fit with what we know about Yorktown. But isn't that similar to residual hauntings? Those echoes of past events we talked about. What's the difference?
Good catch. You're right. There are definitely some overlaps. But the key difference is that residual hauntings are often seen as impersonal, like just a recording playing over and over. The
I do
stone
too,
tape
Tennessee
theory
Nurse. I believe
suggests
things
those
like that can
imprints
happen.
might actually contain the emotions, the energy of the original event.
So it's not just seeing a ghost of Doug Richards working on something, but you might actually sense how he felt at the time. It's a whole other level of creepy, don't you think?
I'd say so. And remember that blood spatter in the boiler room. Some believe that physical evidence, especially blood, with its life force, it could hold an even stronger, more potent residue.
Whoa, okay. That's a lot to process. So the stone teeth theory could explain some of what's happening at Yorktown. But are there other explanations we should consider?
Of course. Another theory that comes to mind is spirit attachment.
Like the spirits
And
are
I
attached to
definitely
the
believe
building,
that can
Yeah.
happen.
or
You
specific
got to be
objects,
careful playing with
like
spirits.
Stacy in her book, maybe.
Exactly. This theory suggests spirits can become tethered to a place or a thing for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's an emotional correction, like you said, Stacy in her book.
Mm.
Other times it might be unfinished business, a need to resolve something, or even a message they need to communicate.
So in Yorktown, maybe you have spirits like Doug Richards, drawn back to the familiar setting of their work, or the spirits from that love triangle, still trying to sort things out.
It's definitely within the realm of possibility. Think about the emotions involved in that story: jealousy, rage, betrayal, grief. Those
Yep.
feelings,
That
they could have created
Annabelle
a strong
doll
connection
stuff.
to that boiler room, especially with all the violence that happened there.
Like those emotions are imprinted on the location itself, maybe even affecting the people who visit today. This is getting more and more complex, isn't it?
It is, and there's another layer we need to talk about: the impact of electromagnetic fields, or EMFs.
Okay, now this is where things get a little sci-fi for me.
Mhm.
Are you saying ghosts are caused by like faulty wiring?
Not exactly, no. While we can't rule out old wiring in a place like Yorktown, it's more complicated than that. The theory is that fluctuations in these electromagnetic fields, they can actually mess with our perception, creating illusions, maybe even hallucinations.
So some of the stuff people experience at Yorktown, the shadowy figures, weird noises, could just be EMFs messing with their heads.
It's possible, especially if there's old wiring, or if the hospital is in an area with naturally high EMF levels. But some researchers take it a step further. They say that EMFs might not just create illusions, but actually act as a bridge for spirits to manifest.
Okay, hold on. So instead of explaining ghosts away, you're saying EMS could actually make them stronger. That's kind of freaky, but also really fascinating. But how would we even know if that's happening?
That's where good paranormal investigation comes in. Experienced investigators, they use EMF meters to detect these fluctuations, looking for connections between those spikes and the reported activity. It's like looking for those weak spots, those places where the veil between our world and the spirit world is a little thinner.
Makes sense. Like a detective using all the tools they've got to solve a case.
Mm.
So we've got the stone tape theory, spirit attachment, and now EMFs, all potentially
Yeah.
playing a role in the hauntings at Yorktown. Sounds like it could be a mix of all three, right?
That's highly likely, yes. It's rare to find one single explanation for paranormal activity in a place like Yorktown. It's more like these different factors are all tangled up together, creating this complex web of hauntings.
I can definitely see why this place is so popular with ghost hunters and paranormal fans. It's not just about being scared, it's about trying to understand these big questions about life, death, what comes after.
You got it. Yorktown Memorial is a reminder of all the mysteries that are still out there. And it's by exploring them, by observing and being open minded, that we might start to understand this complicated relationship between our world and the spirit world.
I'm more intrigued than scared at this point, I had to say. But I got to ask, if these spirits are trying to talk to us, how are they doing it? Apparitions, voices, those creepy dolls. It seems like a lot of different things are going on.
The belief is that spirits use a bunch of different ways to communicate, often using the energy that's available to them in a specific environment. Think of it like they're working with the tools they have, which can vary depending on the location and the situation.
Okay, I'm following. So, what tools might the spirits be using at Yorktown?
One method that seems pretty common there is manipulating electronics. The EVP recordings, the dolls answering questions. It's almost as if they figured out how to use our tech to get through.
Like they're hacking our stuff to send messages.
Haha, I like that. But of course, there are also the more traditional methods: apparitions, voices, cold spots, that feeling of being watched.
The classic ghost stuff. But how do they do that? Is it all about energy manipulation?
That's the general theory, yes. The idea is that spirits can manipulate the energy around them, creating changes in temperature, air pressure, even light. And that manifests as those classic ghostly phenomena. It might be easier for them to do this in places like Yorktown, where there's already a lot of residual energy hanging around.
So we're seeing this blend of traditional and modern ways of communicating, all fueled by the unique energy of Yorktown Memorial. This is making me think about the spirit world in a whole new way.
That's what we want. It's not just about getting spooked. It's about trying to understand what these spirits are saying and why they're choosing these methods. It's about listening to their stories, recognizing that each spirit at Yorktown probably has its own reason for being there.
So you're saying these hauntings aren't just random, spooky events, they're actual attempts at communication from beyond.
That's the approach a lot of paranormal investigators are taking these days. It's about shifting from fear to curiosity to compassion.
I like that, recognizing the humanity behind the hauntings.
Exactly. And Yorktown Memorial, with all its history, all the human experiences it holds, from healing to suffering, love to loss, it's a unique opportunity to see things from that perspective. It's a place where the stories of the living and the dead intertwine, urging us to listen and learn.
Okay, so we've explored some theories about why
Oh,
Yorktown is so haunted and how the spirits might be trying to reach us. But
thank
one question
you.
remains.
Yeah, it don't matter to me if
Do
it's
these
popular or
spirits ever
not. I'm
find
gonna speak it.
peace?
I'm gonna speak my truth,
Or are they
honey.
stuck roaming the halls of Yorktown forever? Let's talk about that when we
I
come
wish
back
we
for the
could find
final
a
part of our
suggestion.
deep dive.
Experience Contracts Simplified with AI Assistant.
Hold on.
Clarify content in a click and understand.
There we
Welcome
go.
back to our deep dive into Yorktown Memorial Hospital. We've uncovered a lot, the history, the ghostly residents, the theories behind it all. But now the big question, the one that's probably been on everyone's mind, do these spirits, do they ever find peace? Or are they just like stuck in this ghostly limbo forever?
Now I
That's a
believe
question
spirits.
that has always fascinated people, hasn't it? It speaks to that human need to understand what happens
I
after we
feel
die.
like
The mysteries of consciousness, the
they don't
afterlife.
find
It's all
peace.
so
I feel like
intriguing.
It
evidently
really
they're
is.
stuck.
We've been talking
If
about
it's
these
true.
spirits who seem so connected
That's
to
me.
Yorktown, replaying the past, unable to move on. Is it possible that a place like this, with all its energy, all the tragedy, becomes a kind of like spiritual purgatory?
That's a pretty unsettling thought, like a waiting room for restless souls. There are a few ideas about why some spirits might get stuck here on Earth. One is they might not even realize they've died.
So they're just going through the motions, not understanding that they're gone.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine clinging to everything you know, your routine, your life, completely unaware that you've moved on to another plane of existence. It would be incredibly disorienting.
Makes you wonder if some of those residual hauntings we talked about, those echoes of the past, are just spirits going about their day, totally oblivious.
It's a fascinating possibility for sure. Another reason spirits might stay behind is attachment. We talked about Stacy in her book, Doug Richards and his work, those strong connections to people, places, things, like those attachments become anchors, holding them here.
preventing them from moving on. Their love for something or someone becomes a barrier.
It's possible. And then there's the idea of unfinished business. Maybe a spirit has something they need to do, a message to deliver, a wrong to right. Think about those spirits from the love triangle. Could they be looking for resolution or even revenge? Stuck in that cycle of violence and betrayal?
Trapped in their final moments, unable to find peace.
I would sure
It's a
hate
sad
to be
thought.
like that.
And we can't forget about fear. Fear of what's on the other side, fear of judgment, maybe even just fear of the unknown. Fear is powerful. It can hold us back, even in the spirit world.
I think anyone can relate to that, whether you're living or dead. That fear of the unknown. It's a reminder
Yep.
that death and what comes after is still a
One
big
that's
mystery.
violent. Yep.
So if we accept that some spirits might be trapped here, is there anything we can do to help them?
That's a question a lot of paranormal investigators struggle with. Many believe that communication is key. Acknowledging their presence, hearing their stories, helping them process what's holding them back.
So it's not about getting rid of them, but more about understanding them.
Exactly. Sometimes just acknowledging that they're there, that their experiences were real, that can be enough to help them move on. Imagine being stuck somewhere, invisible, unheard. That loneliness, the frustration, just being acknowledged can be incredibly healing.
It's like giving them closure, a way to let go. It's kind of a beautiful thought, the living and the dead helping each other.
It is. And sometimes you might need more structured approaches. Spiritual cleansing, talking through a medium,
Or an
even just creating a
exorcism.
peaceful and
Just
welcoming
saying.
atmosphere in the haunted location.
So there's hope for the spirits of Yorktown. They don't have to be trapped there forever.
There's always hope. The human spirit, whether it's here or in the spirit world, it's resilient. And while some might linger longer than others, there's always potential for growth, for evolution, and ultimately release.
That's a good thought to hold on to.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the scary stuff, the spooky stories.
It is.
But it's
Billy.
important to
That's
remember that Yorktown was
it's
also a place
like,
of healing, where people were
I don't
cared
know, it
for,
makes you
where they
think.
found comfort.
That's so true. Just like the building holds those echoes of suffering, it also holds the echoes of compassion, of love. And maybe those positive energies can help guide those lost souls towards peace.
You know, as we've gone through all this, my own feelings about this have changed. I started out fascinated by the spooky side of it, but now I'm thinking about the bigger picture, the human stories behind everything, the search for peace.
That's the amazing thing about exploring the paranormal. It's not just about ghosts and hauntings. It's about thinking about what it means to exist, the mysteries of consciousness, the power of the human spirit. And Yorktown, as spooky as it is, it also gives us a chance to think about those big questions that humans have always wondered about.
It makes you wonder if these haunted places aren't just about fear, but maybe they're also about reminding us of our own mortality, our own search for meaning.
Maybe that's their purpose, to act as mirrors, reflecting our fears, our hopes, our desire to understand. And if this has sparked your curiosity, keep exploring. Read more about Yorktown, its history, the people who were there. Keep an open mind, keep asking questions. Who knows, you might just find some answers of your own.
Absolutely. This has been an amazing journey into the heart of Yorktown Memorial. And who knows, maybe somewhere in those echoes and whispers, we can find a bit of ourselves too. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning. And remember, every place has a story to tell.
I just thought that was interesting. I mean, there are some places that are just plain spooky, but they say this is one of the most spookiest places in Texas, if not around the world. It is true. I mean, it's true. You can do your research on it, and it's very fascinating what all I've read on it. And about the ghost and about the history of it. Actually, I don't know. I like to look at the history of stuff. I believe anything's possible. I do. You know, I mean, I believe, like I said, I believe in magic. I believe in love. I believe in heaven. I believe in hell. I believe in God. I believe in the devil. The devil was once an angel himself. I mean, I believe in all kinds of things. Now, am I going to go out and practice all kinds of things? No. But I think it's interesting. It is interesting, you know, and to each his own, whatever they do. But, You know, they say sometimes curiosity killed the cat. I'm just saying. But I still say I'm going to get Millie and Annabella on this tour. Tennessee Nurse, you're just coming in. You can actually rent this hospital out here all night long. There's several different tours, but you can get it for private rental for all night long. Yeah, sometimes too curious. Absolutely. Some things are better left alone too, if you ask me. If you ask me that, some things just are. But some things are just kind of fun. Some things are just curious. Some things are just, yeah, you know, you learn. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it, honestly. But it is something to, if you don't know about it, it's Yorktown Memorial Hospital. And they say it's more than just a building. They say it's a time capsule of lost lives, a lot of lost lives. And they say maybe spirits who aren't ready to leave are still there. Now, whether you believe in ghosts or not, that's up to you. You know, it is a ghost story I wanted to tell. It is a true story, what they tell. I just thought it was interesting to bring. But if you go, you might want to think twice before walking down the dark hallways by yourself. Make sure you got somebody with you. Make sure you got somebody with you. It's just like on Halloween, you go to the haunted houses and stuff. Some of you do. And, you know, you can't make it through. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be staying all night in this hospital or not. I'm just saying, much less to pay to go there. But hey, who knows? Never say never, right? Yeah. There and who all, I know a lot of people's probably been to St. Augustine. Like, there's a lot of scary stuff there, or a lot of ghost stuff, and you know, the jail and all the stuff. I've been through all that, but it's just interesting to me. It's, you know, stuff to see. But I do thank y'all for coming in. Like I said, I wouldn't keep y'all on here long, and I hope I haven't kept y'all too long. I hope it didn't give you nightmares. I have 2 links dropped in here. If anybody's ever over in Texas that way and you want to stop, grab your tickets, call them up, make your reservations, and maybe you just want to hit up a seance. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest with you. Hey, Michelle. You're going to have to rewind. Yeah, because it gives you the prices. It gives you all the things, honey. We got ghost named Stacy. We got ghost named TJ. We got nuns who hates tattoos. We had Doug. They threw Doug in there. I didn't even know nothing about Doug. He was a mechanic. That's the first time I heard about him. So if you do more studying on it, there's no telling what else you might find. I just, again, found it interesting. But if you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. And we'll come back tomorrow and we'll talk about something else tomorrow. You shall pass on a trip to Texas. Oh my goodness. And look at that horse. Look at that icon. You're a horse lover like me. Oh my goodness. I kept telling my husband on the way home, I said, because we were down in horse country. I'm like, if you got to pull over now, we come all the way home the back roads, because I always love to do that sometimes if I can, to see the scenery and stuff. And I'm like, now just pull over wherever you want to, and I'll just find me a horse and love on it. He said, now where in the hell how am I supposed to know where a horse is going to be at? I said, I don't know. Just open your eyes and take a guess. I love horses though. But anyway, but thank y'all for being here, and y'all have a great night. and sleep tight and don't let them ghost bite. Y'all, I'm still laughing. I can't even do a ghost story. Look, I can't even do a ghost story because I can't keep a straight face. I'm just saying. All right, y'all have a good night. I love y'all. Bye.